Hi everyone, my name is Caleb Ortiz, and today I'm going to be talking about how opening up about yourself and giving speeches truly helps you out in the long run and makes you a better human overall. I used to think that speeches were just awkward class assignments, something you just rushed through, you sat down about, never really thought about again when you were done. I definitely didn't think that talking about myself was going to be meaningful, but this class truly completely changed how I see communication, especially the idea that reflecting on our own experiences helps us understand our values and our true identity. I think a lot of us really felt uncomfortable talking about ourselves, especially in an academic setting. We worried about maybe being too personal, being judged, or not sounding smart enough. Most of our classes focused on the facts and the right answers, not really our own personal reflection. One of the biggest takeaways I have from taking this class is that I learned that personal reflection is a form of meaningful communication and not just an assignment. And learning that has really already changed how I see writing and how I've learned to speak better to people in the audience. One of the first times I really experienced this was during our first project we did, where we had to write about ourselves and connect our experiences to one true core value. I chose perseverance, which was because of the situations I've faced in my life, whether it was involved with my family, my parents, my dad especially, which was what my thing was over because of all the stuff that happened. Anything that really shaped me to be the person I am. Writing about that truly forced me to slow down and actually think about how these moments shaped me as a human. Perseverance wasn't just a word I picked that sounded good. I truly dug down and found something that connects to me and who I am today. This project helped me to realize that reflection isn't really about oversharing, but it's about understanding who you are as a human. I believe this concept matters because most of us aren't really taught when we're younger how to talk about ourselves confidently. We really just kind of put ourselves down, don't truly explain that who we are. But being able to explain your values is important beyond this class. Whether it's in an interview, leadership role, relationship, talking about yourself is a very important part of it. And because of this course, I honestly do feel more prepared to talk about myself clearly and honestly instead of just avoiding it and talking down about myself. Another course concept that impacted me was learning how to connect values and issues. This became clear during the second project we did when we had to pick an organization that helps out the people in need. I went with the Mission Norman. They house people that are homeless and they help feed the homeless people. And instead of just explaining what the organization does, we had to communicate why it matters and why people should care about it. That really forced me to go beyond surface level information and actually take a position. I had to think about what I value and how this connects to helping others in the community. I also had to think about what they value, why they do this, and what has it done so far. I think that's something a lot of us struggle with, figuring out how personal to get and whether our opinions are valid. Because at the start, I didn't know if I was supposed to really dive deep into myself and see and explain what's going on and how I am. But this class did teach me that. This class has also shown me that we must speak honestly and connect our experiences to larger issues and that people will listen because of that. That realization really helped me gain confidence in sharing my own opinions, both in writing and both in class discussions, but not only class discussions, future in life. Talking about yourself is a big part of life, and it helps you grow. Giving and receiving feedback was also another major part of growth this semester. Peer reviews taught me that communication isn't just about expressing yourself, it's also about listening. I learned how to give constructive feedback by pointing out the strengths, not just weaknesses, and how to be supportive while still being an honest person. Reading my classmates' work helped me see different perspectives and made me reflect more critically on my own writing. That experience showed me that communication is a two-way process. When we listen carefully, and respond thoughtfully, we build a connection. That is something I know and that I'll carry with me moving forward, especially in group role, leadership roles, and professional settings. Overall, this class taught me that communication isn't just about being perfect, it's about being real. Though personal reflection, connecting issues to values, and engaging in feedback, I learned how communication builds confidence, connection, and personal growth. Moving forward, I will use these skills not just in the class, but how I present myself, share my own ideas, and understand others. When we communicate honestly, we don't just complete assignments, we learn who we are as people. Thank you very much.